Hello, everyone. Welcome here. Today, we're going to play some X4. Survey wasting all of his carefully hard-earned points. Those are a limited resource, you know. All right.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
How are things going out back here at the station? I'm going to go ahead and get a few more drones. Well, goodbye metallic microlattice, I guess. We should be able to afford all that. Yeah. That won't be a problem. Oh, we only had 142 of that as... I guess it doesn't take that much metallic microlattice to make silicon carbide. Alright. Oh. This guy thinks he needs 15 mil recommended budget. No, he doesn't. One problem with large stations, I mean, this station isn't even large, but they tend to think that they need a lot of money. How much, speaking of money, how much cash do I have? 15 mil right now. Okay. Yeah, let's go talk to the faction rep. I think we're on the right station for that. And let's buy some blueprints for food and other such like production.
It's an honor to see you here.
I would like to buy a blueprint. Modules, production, protein paste. I'm not sure what the stimulant's for, but we're gonna buy it anyway. MRE, medical supply, okay. All the make people happier stuff purchased. Are there any other modules that I want right now? Larger storage would be good. Let's buy those. We've got the cash. Habitat modules are too expensive still. Buy these connecting structures. Okay.
Good luck out there.
It's a bunch of extremely useful parts we have.
Chimera.
Now, where do I want to build? Well, first of all, Okay, this consumes small amount of silicon, helium, energy cells, produces stimulants. Sure, whatever. Protein based, energy cells, ice, mostly methane.
You're pathetic.
Okay. And MREs are protein paste energy cells. And medical supplies are ice and protein paste and energy cells. Okay. So protein paste is mostly methane. Okay. It looks like for every protein paste production, we can build one MRE and one medical supply. But I'm not sure what the consumption ratios are. So let's use the station calculator. Damn it, I keep going past it. There we go. I think this is the one I used to use. Yeah, looks right. Okay. I want protein paste. No, I don't want protein paste. I want MREs. No. Let's just enter some ridiculous number of Terran living quarters. Okay. Boom. And then we reduce this number until it looks like something that I would actually build. There we go. 5 MRE, 8 medical supply, 3 protein paste. That's downright reasonable. Although that's taking the workforce into account. Like it's using workforce to help expand production. It only needs a little bit of workforce to make it run faster though, so I won't worry about that. Okay. I didn't really realize medical supply would be almost double the MRE production. And that'll still produce excess protein paste. So what if we do 6? Okay. So we do 3, 6, 8. That should be a reasonable ratio. That'll let us get quite a lot of well, actually, if I do 3, 6, 9, that gets a much closer ratio. That'll let us get almost 35 whole living quarters worth of supplies out of the place. So what I really want to do is build modules that are one, two, three. And then you can run 11 Terran large living quarters off of each of these modules. Okay. That's great. Those ratios aren't perfect, but they're close enough. Okay. Now, where do I want to site them? We're looking for mostly methane. Venus is a lot more methane. Mercury has even more methane. What about ice? Mercury does not have ice. Okay, so the only ice is in Mars, which means we probably don't actually want to be in Mercury, because then we'd have to travel too far to deliver ice. We need a little bit of silicon, I think. What were the raw materials I needed again? Methane, ice, energy cells. Okay. No, I was thinking about stimulants. What are stimulants used for? I assume that they boost workforce or make them happier or some bullshit. Okay, they're illegal goods. Okay. But do they do anything for your station, or do you need to consume them? I don't think they do. So let's not worry about stimulant production right now. I can always decide to add a little bit later. Okay, so I need methane and ice. I kind of want to put it in Venus because I kind of want to put it in Venus. It'd be a little closer to the energy cells. It'd be right where I can get methane, but it'd be farther to go get ice, which is unfortunate. Don't really have a great access to any ice. Asteroid Belt has great ice, but that's a bit far away. Like, Asteroid Belt would be the ideal place to build it. But I think we'll put it in Venus over, like, here somewhere, maybe. Okay. There we go. Let's use the same basic core as we used for the solar power plant. Okay. Now, we're gonna make some modifications here. Let's trim this back. To just the actual core. All right. Now, each module is going to be 2 MRE production, 3 medical supply, 1 protein paste. So, the protein paste is already a handy little hub that we can use for this. Let's try to design this in such a way that we can fit at least 2 of these per level. Okay, 1 protein paste, 2 MRE. Hmm. Three medical supplies. Okay. Actually, This might work out pretty well. Go away, autosave.
Game saved.
Okay. And then it's not going to work by itself on there. Yeah, no. Okay, actually this would be a better core for the system. Use a large container storage, I think. Okay. That'll do, actually. Put that over there. That can go there. That can go there. Okay. That's pretty cool, actually. We can only put 2 of these on each level. So one here and then one off the opposite side. And then if I pull that down, remove that. We don't want a small solid storage. We want a large solid storage. Underneath that, okay. Underneath that, I would like to have a large liquid storage. Which barely fits. Okay, we can't quite put that attached onto the storage directly. We can put it on the lower one, though. That greatly limits how much we can build onto the station at that point. So, maybe not the best idea. Um, So what kind of allocation do I want exactly for storages? What kind of production are we looking at here? Okay, this will actually underproduce protein paste if there's no workforce. Interesting. But even a small workforce will fix that problem. So this will be probably the first station we had a workforce too. We probably want 2 units of container storage, 1 unit of solid, 1 unit of liquid. So that's 4 storages to fit into this complex. If I change the way these medical supply ones are attached, so they're not on the sides. Just attach the damn thing. There we go. Then we can probably put 4 of them around the core. So then we're back to the tall. With that. With that. Okay, you're a container storage. Okay, let's put that over there somewhere for now. Copy sequence. Just paste the damn thing and have it attach. How hard can it possibly be? It's going to collide with the... Okay. I think I see what the problem is here. You go over there for now. There we go. To be perfectly clear, we are not building all 4 modules from the start. That's going to cost way too flippin' much. Just making sure the pieces are going to fit, which they will. Okay.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Now, that, I believe, is going to be our station. Go ahead and set the order we want things built in. Actually, no. I want this one built first. No. I want those built first. Then I want that one. Well, then I want that one. Okay. So we start with the luxury dock. We built the piers. We build the core connectors. We build the solid storage. We build the liquid storage. We build the container storage. We build the second container storage. We build the protein paste. We build the MREs. And then we build the medical supplies. This is not going to be terribly cheap despite being only 1/4 of the larger station. This would be kind of a cool station, I think. And then when it comes time to add housing to this later, we'll just slap it on somewhere. Because it's not going to require that many workers to run it. Alright, let's find a builder. You're good. Get over there. It's not actually going to require that many resources to build. Okay, cool. Alright, now, to keep our building sanity slightly under control, I'm going to go ahead and turn off sales of silicon carbide and Computronic substrate. And we'll just coast along on the money we have now until more stuff's been built.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Also, let's suck the money back out of you. You don't need it. Okay, that should give us plenty of cash. Are you making money? Theoretically. Okay. We should probably build some metallic microlattice onto at least one of our factories. We don't need much of it anywhere. But I'm going to assume that the AI is probably not making that much of it. Oh, there's our silicon carbide mill over there. I wish them luck. Every bit of extra production they can get their hands on, the better. Alright, I really need more freighters, and more importantly, I need larger freighters. I've got 15 mil right now. Do you think I can buy a large freighter? In Okinawa. Small loadout. That's 7 mil right there. With pulse turrets. If I really want to put turrets on it, I want Mason streams, so I'm actually just going to strip the turrets. We can add turrets later. Crew maxed, of course. Shield generators Mark 1. Thruster Mark 1. Engines travel Mark 1. Okay, 7.1 million. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy that. They're missing 3 units of silicon carbide to build that ship. So I might organize a... Oh wait, why would I organize a freighter run when I can just haul 3 lousy units out there manually?
Undocking.
A fighter should be able to carry 3
Game
units
fade.
of silicon carbide.
Travel mode activated.
I think my station's over here somewhere.
Engine stopped. Docking granted.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Oh yeah, we're a fighter now. I was looking for the medium pads, trying to figure out where I could land. No, we're a small.
Successfully docked.
Okay.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
Wait, what? There's no silicon carbide in stock at all? Okay. Well, I need some. So... Oh, silicon carbide. Okay, buddy, I don't need your business. Go away. I need your silicon carbide more than I need you. Yeah, we can carry 10 units of silicon carbide. That should be enough.
Undocking.
I really like the Terran dock. It's so much cooler than everyone else's dock.
Accelerator. Venus. Travel mode activated.
Okay. Although the Talati trading station dock's also pretty cool.
Entering Venus. Accelerator Mercury.
Okay. Looks like we need to hook a little more this way.
Entering
Alright.
Mercury.
There's our partially built power station. It's already looking pretty impressive. Massively overbuilt for what it needs to be, but that's fine.
Engine stopped. Docking granted.
I really hate the docking speed limits. Not because they are limiting you to too slow of a speed, because they make your ship handle funny.
Docked.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
Alright. That darn well better get our Okinawa building. There's a chance it won't, purely on the strength of somebody else having spent some of that resource first. Yeah, of course. Damn it. I should have brought an actual freighter out here, I guess. I need that damn Okinawa. The problem is I don't have a freighter I can send to do this. Why do I have 75 units of Magidust in aboard the mid-combat upgrade. How about no? Let's get rid of that shit. Oh. Okinawa's building. Okay. We got 2 minutes and 30 seconds roughly. Meanwhile, some Computronic substrate is going to be delivered soon to the Venus factory. Okay. So we'll be able to boost our production massively with workforce, which is why I'm building that.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
Wonder what this factory is going to be. Anyway, we probably wouldn't need to build our food and medical supplies plant purely because there doesn't seem to be a shortage in the area, which means we could buy them off the AI. But if I build my own, that means that I don't have to worry about sourcing them from the AI. And perhaps more importantly, I can also I can sell them to the AI. We probably won't buy any because once again there's not a shortage, but that's not the point. There's 2 separate return to normal order missions here.
I knew I could count on you.
Sure, let's take one.
Undocking.
It'll give us something to do while we wait.
Game saved.
So one thing I probably should do is build a trading station. That's just a whole load of storage.
Travel mode activated.
And that way I can assign all my freighters to that station and handle the logistics for all the other stations centrally. The problem is that's probably going to be less efficient than having individual stations handle their logistics. But on the other hand, it might make better use of large freighters. For now, I don't have enough large freighters to worry about that. So I'm probably going to be managing my
Laser tower Mark 1.
large freighter manually for the time being.
Engine stopped. Laser tower Mark 2. Laser Tower Mark 1. Laser Tower Mark 2.
Okay.
Laser Tower Mark 1.
Let's get a little bit of distance. I don't want to get into a high deflection shot against tiny targets like a laser tower. There's no flipping way you're going to hit anything.
Laser Tower Mark 2.
Yeah, see, like that.
Laser Tower Mark 1. Target deselected.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Laser Tower Mark 2.
Should have hit it with a plasma. It's a Mark II, it's large enough for that.
Laser Tower Mark 1.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Man, this thing has got so much drift.
Laser Tower Mark 2. Laser Tower Mark 1.
Like, I've got full downwards thrust going right now, and it is not canceling any of our momentum. Okay, it canceled a little bit, but not
Laser
fast
Tower
enough.
Mark 2. Laser Tower Mark 1. Laser Tower Mark 2.
It's a Mark II, so you can probably hit it with plasmas.
Laser Tower Mark 1. Laser Tower Mark 2. Laser Tower Mark 2.
Okay. once you get this thing moving sideways with any kind of speed at all, your only hope is to point the nose well past where you want to go, and
Laser Tower Mark 1.
alright. Worked out reasonably well. Now, I'm sure our ship is done by this point. Indeed it is. So... trade with. Take your full stock of Computronic and silicon carbide. Go to Venus. Transfer wares of the build storage. Give them as what they want of that. Give them all the silicon carbide they want. Or as much as you can anyway. Okay, so that leaves us with some leftovers. So then we fly over to Mercury. And trade with their build storage and give them the remaining Computronic. Actually, not quite all the remaining Computronic, because we have more of that than we need, apparently. And then load up on energy cells. This is probably going to be a mistake, to be clear. And then fly back over to here. And unload almost all of those. Let's do a wear transfer that we can get rid of the remaining Computronic. Okay. That should solve their energy cell requirements for a while. Alright, that means that this place is not going to be full up on Computronic substrate. Actually, cancel. Boom. Behavior. Remove those last two wear exchanges. Okay. Mercury solar power plant, buy energy cells is the last order. Okay, then fly back to the Venus factory. Trade with the build storage. Unload energy cells to fill up their needs. Then go to the high-tech factory. Trade. Give them all the energy cells they want. Then go to the wharf. Trade. Get rid of that last little bit of Computronic substrate. And then fly back over to someplace somewhere sort of close to here and wait. Okay. That should be a reasonable set of commands. That will get all the energy cells we need over here. They'll get all the Computronic substrate we need over here. The silicon carbide will be delivered later. The rest of it anyway. That will get the last of the Computronic substrate needed for the energy cell factory. Okay. What this means, though, is that we don't need any more computronic substrate for our factories. So we're going to set that back to no restriction. We are, however, still requiring plenty of silicon carbide.
Thanks for your help.
Actually... I wish I could edit orders. Because I'm pretty sure more has been produced since I put that order in. Yeah, it sure would be nice to have it deliver a little more. Oh well. Let's go back to Venus.
Accelerator, Venus. Travel mode activated.
Thanks for your help.
Actually, we're probably gonna go straight back to Mars. How much money do I have? 10 million? 10.4. We can probably go buy the large hab blueprint. And then I'll be ready to slap one of those on every station.
Entering Venus.
Okay. The Mars accelerator's over this way. I believe that is right over there. Yeah. I do wish this thing was faster in travel drive, but you can't have everything, I guess. Can't wait till I get the ability to upgrade ships.
Entering Mars.
Our station's that white block over there. We don't want to actually go there. Where we want to go is over here. The wharf.
Engine stopped.
Okay.
Docking granted.
Ouch. Let's go talk to the faction rep.
It's an honor to see you here.
I would like to buy a blueprint for... Oh, it's 16 mil. Okay. We could buy the small living quarters, but I don't want to. We'll just wait till we have the cash. Speaking of which, we're still having a metallic microlattice shortage. We need over 1,000 units of it. Doesn't anyone have that in stock? Okay, though over there that factory has 4,000 of it in stock. Okay. If the Okinawa wasn't busy, I would have it go take care of that. I don't have any empty freighters sitting around. The floor quarter, what do you have in store? You're full of energy cells, okay. Well, as soon as you're not full of energy cells, I have a job for you. That'll do. Okay. Should take care of that problem relatively easily. Now, with the metallic oh, no wonder they're not picking up my metallic microlattice for this. I have it set. Okay, well that problem will solve itself shortly. Silicon carbide. How much of that do we actually need? A lot. Okay. Okay. Looks like the Okinawa has docked. Just gonna drop off enough stuff to get this started finally. Okay. I could promote some pilots into manager positions, but I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather grab a service crew. Okay. Worry about that in a bit. Okay, now that materials have been dropped off here, construction can actually start. No, because energy cells haven't been delivered yet. Alright, well, soon TM. The Okinawa will do that on its way back. Yeah, ever since we stopped selling our materials, station funds have been going down pretty rapidly. But now we're back to supposedly selling computronic substrates, so that should fix a lot of that. Alright, I have discovered something very important about rep gain from trades. You can't buy from a station and sell back to the same station to get rep. However, buying and selling between two stations works. So we're hauling engine parts, I believe one at a time. Yes, one at a time. Between the engine part and the split wharf. And that is getting us rep. Whereas buying a missile part, taking off, landing, selling it, buying another one, taking off, landing, didn't get us anything. It cycled trades way faster, but you didn't get any rep for them. Which is kind of interesting. It means they put in at least some very basic checks to make sure you're not gaming the system too hard. Okay. So this can be done soon, actually. I don't think I'm ever going to put a crew on this station because it doesn't matter. This will be just an unmanned stop here to pick up energy cells kind of place. Well, unmanned except the people managing the dock. We are selling quite a bit of energy cells to random traders. I didn't realize it's transferring money automatically to me already. Okay. Hell yeah. We've got enough storage on here that we should be fine. We need to deliver a little bit of metallic microlattice and some silicon carbide, so we have trade drones on the station, but that'll happen eventually, I'm sure. Okay. So where's the old baldric and what's it doing? It is currently docking to buy energy cells. Okay. And then it's going to fly back to Venus to sell some energy cells. Okay. We're producing... Okay, we finally got delivery of metallic microlattice. So that's good. Is our... resource woes under control? Doesn't look like it. We made a pretty solid amount off that Terran freighter a few minutes ago. When's the next one supposed to come in? In 4 minutes, okay. Well, now it's saying 5 minutes. Make up your mind. We're buying a lot of materials from the AI. But I don't think it's going to be an issue. There's a K attacking the HQ again. When we finally get around to shipping materials out to the HQ, not only are we going to have to include an escort, but we're also going to have to ship enough materials. Holy crap. Okay, that's more than just AK attacking the station. We're going to have to supply this with a different design than I had originally considered. Okay, first of all, we're not going to want to supply it that way. Basically, every single node around the outside, I'm going to want to put defense modules on, fully loaded with turrets.
First, place a new dock module. You can put it wherever you desire.
Yeah, shut up, bozo. Okay, it is set to use glow Terran build. How much does it cost to
an
buy
honor to
defense
see you here.
modules? Okay. They're not that expensive. I'm not going to buy them right now, but I need to keep in
Good luck
mind
out
that I
there.
need to buy them. Basically, we'll put a little complex of defense modules on every single node around the outside. And then one of the modules will get a landing bay. But before I can do this, I need my own builder. And I need enough of a fleet that I can wipe out a bunch of Ks. Which means either one really, really loaded out destroyer, or probably it's multiple destroyers. So we're just going to ignore what's going on over there and it will be okay. One way or the other. I'm pretty sure they can't destroy that. If they can, then there's definitely, surely some kind of safeguard. Alright, where's my Okinawa? And why is it not delivered? It's on the way, okay. Let's fly back out there.
Fast traveled. Chimera.
And let's put a satellite next to that station.
Undocking. Docking granted.
Actually,
Successfully docked.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
I don't have any satellites on board. They are in desperate straits for silicon carbide here, apparently. Well, let's see if we can get some of that delivered then. Snail, what are you doing? You're buying silicon carbide and you're going to sell it to a build storage somewhere. Sure, why not? Let's modify the orders of the Baldric here a little bit, or the Okinawa, I mean. Okay, so it's going to sell a bunch of energy cells here at Venus. Then it's going to go sell the rest of the energy cells at the main factory. While it's doing that, let's pick up even more materials. And let's ship them over here to the wharf. And let's make some money. And then let's fly over there and wait. Okay. So this thing has started building. Hooray. The snail is going to arrive soon and deliver almost half of the silicon carbide we need. So that's great. I believe you received everything you needed already? No, but one of our other traders is going to arrive and deliver the last of it shortly. Okay, so this place is going to complete before terribly long. That's awesome.
Smuggling vessel found nearby. Please assist in pursuit.
Spotted.
Okay. So I'm going to set this back to unrestricted silicon carbide trading. I probably shouldn't yet, but it'll be fine. So this place will shortly be far enough along that, well, in 4.5 minutes, that we can assign a manager to it. Okay, we need like 6 more million before I can actually get workforces on our stations. You need cargo drones. Oh yeah. 1,000 metallic microlattice, 80 silicon carbide. Don't I have a station? Don't I have a ship assigned to this station? Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. You've got your own damn trader. He probably doesn't have money enough to buy what he wants to buy. Yeah, he should. Well, what's he doing?
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Okay, how long till we finish a silicon carbide production cycle? 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. We're back to making money again. Not that we ever really stopped, it's just that let's see, we need 80 silicon carbide. Let's just wait for a little bit. Actually, I don't know if this screen updates in real time or not. Probably doesn't. Okay. $80 silicon carbide. And then 1,020. Not you. You. Okay. Unload both of those. And go back to your regularly scheduled orders. The Venus factory is ready for
Permission granted.
a manager. Congratulations on your promotion. It's going to be a while before it's actually has anything for the manager to do except sit there with his stomp his ass. Okay. Oh, that Baldric is assigned to trade for build storage. That's one reason why he's not doing anything useful anymore. That station's almost done building. Okay, so I need to reassign him once he's finished his current set of trades. Which shouldn't take overly long. Okay, so his needs are match. Let's give him a couple million starting funds. Okay. That should all work out. It's going to take it a while to finish off these piers. But the materials to do so are there. It just needs a little more silicon carbide delivered, and it will have all the materials required to build the whole thing. Okay. Our Okinawa is trying to dock. Okay. Lovely. This guy thinks he needs more credits. I think he's wrong. Matter of fact, I'm going to take some of his existing credits. Get wrecked. Okay. So it's going to be a little while till we have food and medical supplies available from our own station. But not that long. I kind of wish I could see total time to build.
Known criminal identified. Please assist in pursuit.
Like the piers are 7 minutes each. Those are about 40 seconds. So about 10 minutes for each pier arm. A little less. The storage is another 10 minutes. So it'll probably take a couple hours to build this station. However, once it's done, we'll have enough to run, what I figure, 11 large habitats. And this thing isn't even at a quarter of its design capacity. Also, the station just looks really cool. I kind of wish it took 4 medical supplies instead of 3. Because then I could make it fully symmetrical. But oh well. The 1 to 2 to 3 ratio isn't necessarily bad either. Okay. The Okinawa's coming into dock. Oh, this has one of those. Or does it?
Undocking.
Let's go take a look at it. Somebody else must have
Game
delivered
saved.
the materials we needed at some point because our order went through. Let's see. Oh yeah, it does have one of these. I like these piers, they're cool. I need to get these for my own stations. They're very easy to slap on top of something else and just add a little bit more capacity to your station landing. Alright, anyway, the reason we bought satellites in the first place was so that we could go
Accelerator.
place a
Venus.
satellite near the Venus station.
Travel mode activated.
So let's go do that. Our economy is really coming together. We're still really far behind on ships. And we're not making massive amounts of money or anything. But we are making enough materials to keep building stations fairly quickly.
Entering Venus. Flight assist activated.
Okay.
Engine stopped.
Go ahead and dump our satellite out here. I should get really good coverage of everything. Okay. So if we add a little bit of workforce to this high-tech factory and then maybe build a couple copies of it, get enough miners to actually provide up for all of them. Okay. That'll all work out. How many energy cells does this consume anyway? 100,000 an hour. Okay. That's a lot. Not an insurmountably huge amount or anything, but a lot. Yeah, we're producing 2,300 Computronic substrates an hour. And about the same silicon carbide. And once we add workforce to this, that should bump up quite a lot. Got 13 mil right now, so I need like 3 more million. So we can get some workforce going before we have our food production online, because we should be able to buy food from let's trim back the station account a little more. I need just a little bit more money. How much is this place making? We're full up on energy cell storage. Okay. Can I price them cheaper than that? No, I can't. Okay. So we're selling energy cells for minimum price right now. Drive down the energy prices. That's fine. We're certainly not going to have any trouble with energy. I way overbuilt that station on purpose. And I'm probably going to way overbuild it even more later. Once we start doing salvaging and stuff, we'll likely need it. Well, they're working on the second pier already. Alright,
Accelerator, Mars. Travel mode activated.
let's go back to the faction rep. By the time we get there, we should be able to suck enough money out of the station accounts.
Engine stopped. Travel mode activated. Entering Mars.
To be able to afford to buy the large hab. And then we'll just have, by that time, the Okinawa should be back and parked, so we can send it out to buy food and medical supplies. And then we should be able to start getting a workforce going, which should make things a lot better. There'll be plenty of room in there to get everything set up, because of the amount of time it'll take for a construction ship to get over there and get set up and build the hab modules. And we got plenty of time, in other words.
Engine stopped. Docking granted.
Yeah, I really don't like the speed limits, because you're carefully feathering the stick as you move in. You're just, keeping
Successfully
speed
done.
under control, and then you hit the speed limit point and all of a sudden your ship feels like it's incredibly sluggish. And then you gotta jam the throttles ahead so that you're not just sitting there waiting.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, the Okinawa has reached its end point. Let's grab a little bit more money from you. Sorry, you're gonna have to suck it up. That
It's
gives
an
me
honor
enough
to see you
money.
here.
I would like to buy a blueprint of a Terran large habitation module.
Good luck out there.
Here, you can have the rest of my money for now. All right. How much workforce do I need? 9,000. Each hab module holds 500. So we need 18 of these things. All right. That's more than I thought we were going to need. Really? These only hold 500? I thought they held like 1,000 or something. Workforce capacity 500. Okay. Well then. That means that we are going to basically immediately want to build the second section onto our food station. Yeah, I should pay more attention to this number. Anyway, we're not going to be building max worker capacity just yet then, obviously. Okay, these station ab modules are not particularly small. I need to decide where and how I'm going to fit them on. The where is simple enough. They're going to go down the bottom here somewhere. And the how is that I might just let them float in space. No. Probably not. Let me think. How do I want to arrange these? And then these go. I don't know if I like this arrangement. Let's do it. Okay, 2, 4, 6. And then That's not where that goes, actually. It goes over in the other corner. Like that. Okay, we don't want these clipping together like they are right now. So I want there to be at least a little bit of space between them. But I also need to collapse them together close enough so that I can fit another whole row. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then the next group will be 10. Which is technically more than we need. But also having a little extra workforce never hurt anybody. Yeah, it's going to take a long time for a population to grow enough to fill this anyway. That's a lot of modules. I don't like just stacking them up on the bottom like that, but at the same time, I don't know where else I'd put them. Unless... No. Might try something.
Enemy spotted.
I don't think you can... Okay. How many degrees off does it have to be before you can no longer snap? Okay, apparently you can snap it when it's just one small bit off. $15. But 30 is too much. So what I was thinking... So if I turn them up on their side... How many would it take to get a circle? Wait, why can't that go in there? What is it colliding with? Sometimes I absolutely hate the positioning mechanics in this game. Just... Why can't you just be normal? Okay, there's just straight up not enough room in there. Unless... Move you over there. Damn it. Also, I really hate how it deletes modules if they're not placed correctly, TM. Yeah, okay, no, you can't actually place them curved. It looked like maybe you could, but it snaps them just straight when you try to place them. So there goes any idea of trying to place curved shields, quote, end quote, of modules around the outsides of the station. Not that there's really enough room to do that anyway. I really don't like having these stacked up here like this, though. So, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to put at least some of them as plates against the sides like this, just in space. And I'm going to try to align them as best I can. Even though it's really hard to see the damn things because they're semi-transparent. Okay. What's it colliding with and where? Okay. There we go. The other thing that's going to be a problem here is detecting, making sure they're all facing the right direction. Because if any of these end up facing backwards, I'm going to be very annoyed. I think these are facing backwards, matter of fact.
Enemy spotted.
It's really hard to tell, though. Can I? Show environment doesn't really make a difference. Provides more consistent black background. Okay, this gotta go up a little bit at least. Hopefully that's all facing the right way. I hate freehanding station pieces, but sometimes you just gotta do it. There we go. So I allowed module clipping, but I don't actually want the modules to clip. A little bit is fine, but no more. All right. And then I want to flip those rings upside down, because I want all of these to be facing outward.
Game saved.
And there is no up in space after all. Not really. Okay. I don't like some things about this design, but it's better than what we had. It's a lot of Terran living quarters. Taking human shields to the extreme. Yeah. I wish there was a good way to attach them to this thing without blowing the station footprint out, but there isn't, so this is what we've got. And I wish there was a way to align these all perfectly, but there's angle snap, but there's not any other snap. I guess this will have to be good enough for now. How much is this going to cost us? 11,000 energy cells, 3,000 silicon carbide. Okay, so it takes a couple hours of production. Maximum. Let's find a builder. You're busy. You're not. Get over here. Alright. Hello, Treebeard. These are each going to take 20 minutes to build, so that's going to take a little while.
Enemy spotted.
Now, food rations and medical supplies. 30,000's maybe a little bit much. How much does each hab consume? It doesn't say. Okay. Of course, it wouldn't say how much they consume. Station calculator. This station has 20 modules. Okay, they consume roughly equal amounts of MREs. I assume this is per hour. Oh, there it's 10%. Okay. They're going to consume 12K of one and 13K of the other per hour. Yikes. Okay. We want to allocate 10K each. Oops, not 10. 10,000. Create a buy offer. No restriction. Boom. Okay, medical supplies. Boom. Create a buy offer. No restriction. Okay, so that should pre-buy food and medical supplies. Yeah. Station accounts are already filling back up. That's good. Energy cells have been transferred. Enough computronics and silicon carbide to get started have been transferred. We're just waiting for the construction ship to get here, which it is, basically. Okay, so we're just waiting for the construction ship to get set up. I need you assigned to The Venus factory doesn't need... Here. Trade for commander. He already has a trader assigned. Okay, he doesn't need another one. Come over here and work for this factory here. Trade for commander. Actually, you know what? I'm going to assign him to trade for the Venus factory, even though it doesn't need it yet. Just so I don't have to worry about it later. Trade for commander, group alpha. Okay. So this bit over here is enough for 11 habs. So, since we have 20 on our core station, we just need to double that. Conveniently enough, I pre-designed this. So that's a sane thing to do.
Enemy spotted.
Matter of fact, technically it is pre-designed. So I can quadruple this. Okay. They're out of silicon carbide. We don't have any silicon carbide on hand. Okay. Let's go ahead and set these back to normal build restrictions. Because we're going to need some more materials. A lot more materials. And we have enough money again that we're not in immediate danger of running out. Okay, the floor quarter is arriving with medical supplies, as is another trader. Okay, so we will have food and medical supplies available before the first living quarters come online. Speaking of which, the first one's 20 minutes out now. Started actually building. Okay. So this should increase production considerably. We will need to buy food to start, but by the time we start getting a significant population on that, we will be producing plenty over here at our food and medical supply factory. And furthermore, I will have to buy miners and stuff for that, but that shouldn't be an issue at that point. Okay. We will not be adding population to our power plant. There's no reason for that. Speaking of which, this thing is done. It's done. Yeah, technically we could add some workforce to this and get even more production, but like our maximum production is a lot. We're selling as many energy cells as we can manage, and we're not gonna even scratch our storage space available. This little station's pure profit. Not a huge amount of profit, mind you, but pure profit. Or at least now it is. Okay. We may actually have more miners than we technically need here. Um, I wish I could haul ore in non-miner ships, because then it would make sense to build a mining station that mined all the materials I needed, and then haul the ore in standard freighters to the actual stations that need it. That way I could just sign a bunch of freighters to every station that needs any kind of material at all, and then just have the miner mine whatever I need. I'm going to grab one gas miner and one mineral miner and assign them to the Venus factory. Actually, wait. You know what? I probably don't need to do that. I can. It's just methane and ice. Neither of these is very valuable. Ice is cheap as shit, and methane's probably too. So we can probably set this up to just buy the resources we need. And they'll likely still pay for themselves easily enough. We'll see. I am going to want some workforce assigned to this factory. Which means I probably should plan that right now. We'll build that after everything else is built. 1,000 workers. I don't think that's enough. But it is what we can easily afford. How many workers did it actually require? I don't remember. Let's remove the energy cell production. Okay, we got 2 protein paste, 6 medical supply, and 4 MRE. Okay. And then how much workforce does this actually require? 1,400 according to this. So that's 3 large living quarters. And that should actually be supplyable by what we're producing. Okay. So we'll put 4 living quarters on. Because of course we will. Actually, wait, can we even put the living quarters here? Yes, we can. Ooh, that's actually gonna look cool. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. Alright. That's 2,000 workers. That won't quite be enough when I add the rest of the stuff to this. We'll have to fit a few more workers on somewhere. But I don't think that'll be a problem. I'll just have to find some place to jam them in and everyone will be happy. More or less. Can probably stick them vertically here on top of the bottom of the protein factory. Okay. That'll all work out. The Venus factory is out of material for the last pier. Namely, we need more silicon carbide. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Because every last bit of silicon carbide we've got is going straight into the living quarters. How much do we produce an hour of silicon carbide? 2,300. And how much do we need? 3,000. Okay. So that's going to take a little bit more time. Another hour, hour and a half to get enough silicon carbide for this place.
Game saved.
That's a very compact station. Yeah, kinda. I didn't want to extend its footprint anymore. And it turned out that even the Terran large habitat doesn't hold very many people. I thought it was like 1,000 or something, but apparently that's only the Argon habitat. I think the Argon large habitat's like 1,200 people or something, isn't it? Apparently the Terran one's only 500, which is not very many. So this place is getting 20 of them. Which technically is more than it needs. It only needs 18, but yeah. Might have to keep dumping money into this station. Don't really need to right now, but I'm going to anyway. Because it's not selling anything anymore. So the only thing that's actually making us money at the moment is the power station. Didn't I reassign you? No. Yes, I did. Yeah, okay. You're just still sitting there because you haven't had a reason to move. Because he's assigned to the Venus station and that's not ready to actually do anything yet. Although that point's not that far off anymore. Okay. Everybody and their brother seems willing to arrive with medical supplies, but nobody's interested in selling food right now. That's fine. We're not going to have crew for a little bit yet. Well, 7 more minutes. Almost 8 more minutes. I should probably send a freighter after some food. Okay, Terran MREs. I'll take your whole stock. Not quite your whole stock. I thought I put a buy offer in for food. Apparently I didn't. Okay. Oh wait, that's the wrong material. No food rations. Terran MRE, there we go. Now we've got arrivals. Okay, no automatic allocation. I want 10,000. Create buy offer. No restriction. Okay, now people are going to be bringing in food. The first shipment should arrive in plenty of time for the first living quarters to come online. And that should slowly but surely start to improve our production. Okay.
Fast traveled. Chimera.
You get out of my seat.
Sir.
All right. Let's turn off the trade overlay. We don't need that on right now. We're going to need to buy some medium miners soon for this factory. Well, I say soon, but it's going to be like 40 or 50 minutes at least before any amount of other material is required, and we can buy most of it. But eventually they're going to need ice miners and freighters for this place. Gas miners for the methane. Probably a couple of gas miners, a couple of ice miners be plenty. Alright, we got 3 minutes left till the first living quarters comes online. Let's go ahead and fly over there. Let's see, it's over this way, I believe.
Travel mode activated.
It's where the giant mass of green on the map is, anyway. Yep, there it is. Despite not building a mega station,
Engine stopped.
the station's still pretty sizable. I'm definitely not adding anything else to this station. Alright, it does look like I did get this facing outward properly, so that's good. I like the new generation station docking setups way better than I like this one.
Requesting permission to dock.
Hokkaido. Mineral.
The Hokkaido's a pretty nice looking ship.
Target deselected.
A lot of the Terran ships are quite nice visually. Stat-wise, there's nothing special about it. I would quite like to have a whole fleet of Hokkaidos, for sure. Okay, first one's done. You can see the second one's starting to take shape beside it. And the first 14 workers have moved in. They're going to consume a whole 19 medical supplies and 18 memories per hour. And we'll get 23 in the next 4 minutes. It's going to take it a while to fill up. And of course, currently we're getting 0% workforce efficiency because 14 workers is not enough to do much of anything. The food delivery has not made it here yet, but it will within the next minute or so, according to that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and set automatic storage allocation for those. Now that they're no longer considered trade goods, they're no longer going to be wildly too high for no reason. All right.
Permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
As we get more worker capacity, the number that arrives every time should go up. Where is that Okinawa? And why is it not here yet? Okay, it's on the way. How much money do I have? Not very much, that's how much. We might have to go back to doing missions just to keep paying for the station upkeep for a while. Because I don't want to sell materials from this when I need every bit of materials I can get to build things. But selling those materials is our main source of money, so... Yeah, you get any kind of speed going in this ship and it slides like crazy. The amount of momentum it has is insane. It's kind of funny that a medium ship like the P has less momentum than a fighter like the Chimera does. Like right now, I'm holding full left thrusters. And sure, I am pointed slightly to the right.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
Like, to be perfectly clear, we are flying to the right. A little bit. But the left thrusters should be tightening up our turn.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
At least somewhat. And the effect is honestly not noticeable at all.
Docking permission granted.
Chimera is such a cool looking ship though. It's one of the best looking ships in the game. I wish this thing had the stat line of the Maria. Because the Maria is kind of an ugly piece of shit, to be honest. Whereas this thing is just... It's a beautiful ship. Flying in this view feels weird. Much prefer cockpit view. Oh well. The Terran head modules are some of the most visually interesting ones. The only problem is, there's no reason for them to be built as a ring like that. As a matter of fact, there's plenty of reason for them not to be built as a ring like that. For one thing, it's inefficient. Like, the main reason you'd want to build as a ring is so that you could make use of spin gravity. But look how this stuff's laid out. You can't spin this for gravity. You'd want to build on the inside of the ring, not on its outside like this.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Like, if you wanted to imply that it was going to be used for spin gravity, this inner face is where you would want to have all your stuff. And the outer faces is where they should have had the apartment light textures and stuff. So if you're not going to spin it, there's no reason to have it be a circle like this. Other than maybe just you're a big fan of circles for some reason.
Game saved.
But aside from that little detail, also, of course, this brings up the good old problem of scale. Because we can fly right down tight up against it and realize that, what is this, a soccer field for ants?
Awaiting orders.
Station parts in general in this game have a problem with scale, though. They're too small for... Like, this is clearly supposed to be a grand, gigantic hab module. But in reality, it's really meant to be viewed from a distance. Also, I always thought this little tram that runs around the outside is pretty cool. Or around the inside, I mean. a totally unnecessary little detail that nonetheless is... it's cool. But they scaled that up so that the pieces of it were to scale with the player ships and stuff. It would be entirely too large. When you buzz past it at a reasonable distance, you can kind of tell what's going on, and you don't realize the scale is way off. And it just works. And that is a perfectly acceptable compromise in video game design. Although I kind of wish they didn't compromise. It'd be cooler if they didn't. But also stations would be unrealistically, or not unrealistically, unreasonably
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
gigantic. Ugh. Silicon carbide has not been delivered to Venus, nor will it be for some time. Okay. Because this place is going to continue sucking up silicon carbide for at least another hour. Computronic substrate is starting to build up, though. That's good. The station account continues to thin. Let's transfer them a little more money. Workforce is growing slowly. Okay. The Computronic substrate. I think Venus needs more Computronic substrate. Let me check. Yes, okay. So that's good. We'll deliver to there. Once this is full up on Computronic substrate, we'll go back to selling it. And at that point, it'll probably be not a moment too soon because I don't think we're going to be able to make enough money off of the energy cell station to pay for the costs of keeping this thing running. So this needs to get back to making money so I can afford it, basically. Also, another thing about scale. If this was to a realistic scale, details like that little train would either have to be unrealistically large or just would be completely unnoticeable unless you happen to be flying right up against it. But I guess this is supposed to only hold 500 people, so it wouldn't need to be that huge. But because like 500 people do not need this many soccer fields. one is more than enough. But at the same time, maybe they're all European? Well, they darn well better not be. We don't need any of those types around here. But technically, when you get right down to it, no soccer fields is a perfectly acceptable amount for a population of 500 people. I'm not sure what these blue bits are supposed to be. Are those supposed to be tennis courts right there?
Requesting permission to dock.
Maybe. And then this pool, maybe? Yeah, I think those are supposed to be diving platforms. Okay. So we got pools, tennis courts, soccer fields, park. There should be way more park and way less other stuff, but oh well. Nobody asked me. No sunburns in space? I don't know about that. I guess it depends on what kind of shielding they have, because you're much more likely to have too much sunburn in space. Yeah, I always like the details of this module, even if they are too large. But like, okay, so I've been talking a lot about the scale of stuff and how it's too large. But also, or not too large, but in this case, it's actually too small. This should be way less. Like, my ship is too large compared to it. There we go. Like, remember on Thursday, we were playing Chimera the Legend. We had that section we had to chase the stupid train with the bike. Remember what that dumb train looked like? It was completely out of... Not only was it way too large, but it was completely disproportionate. It was way too wide. And that was supposed to be a AAA video game made to the highest standards of quality of the time. And then, of course, there's the infamous Hitman backhoe. There are so many ways you can screw things up that are infinitely worse than just scaling something a little bit wrong. so that it looks good from a distance. I mean, it even looks good from close up as long as you don't stop and think too hard about it. Whereas the Hitman backhoe definitely did not look good from close up.
Primary
Or from a
weapon group
distance.
one
Well,
selected.
I suppose from a
Primary
distance...
weapon group 2 selected.
From a distance, you couldn't see the mistakes quite so badly, I guess. You could still tell it was a little wonky, but... And there's just no excuse for something like that train in Tomb Raider. That's just a case of somebody who didn't care at all. Oh well. Well, we've got our second module done. Does that mean our population's going to grow twice as fast? Probably not, but I can hope. Let's look. Nope. Still expected to grow by plus 23. It'll probably actually grow by more than that, because I don't think it actually updates the number until the next time it updates. And apparently it's not going to update for 40 minutes, which seems a bit extreme. It always takes workforce forever to grow. Which is one reason why we want to get as many habitats in as fast as possible, so that we don't waste tons and tons of time waiting for it. Okay, almost all of the Computronic substrate's been delivered. Or is going to be delivered. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to start selling Computronic substrate. Because I need the money. This thing's about to run out of cash. And let's pull a little bit of cash out of the solar array. Just so I'm not completely broke. Okay. This does continue to make money. So that's good. Not huge amounts or anything, but that's fine. Also, it is 10:50 already. Oh, what all did we get done today? A whole lot of checking on stations while they slowly progressed in the right direction. Bought some blueprints. Designed and started building the food and medical supplies station. Got a few things done. Next time we play X4, we'll probably finish off the well, it's going to take quite a while to build the habitats for this. Because 20 minutes a habitat. So it's going to be multiple hours just of building habitats to finish it. Sometimes it's very tempting to go get a mod to make things build faster. But ultimately, it's not really a problem. It's just habitats are slow and you need a bunch of them. Most station parts build fast enough that it's not really... You don't spend that long waiting for them. Speaking of most station parts building at a reasonable speed, how far along are we actually on the Venus factory?
Requesting permission to dock.
It's still waiting for silicon carbide. Okay. We would have been not done or anything, but well into building this factory if it wasn't for this decision to start building workforce on this one, sucking up all the silicon carbide. Oh well. The station's kind of a mess. Just everything jammed in on top of each other. But yeah, we got a couple hours left of building these modules. It'll take about another hour, I think I said, to make enough silicon carbide to finish all this. Yeah, it'll be less than that actually. About half an hour maybe. And then after that, silicon carbide can go into the other factory and get that running again. Okay, we got a ship arriving to buy some computronic substrate. That's good. I need that.
Game saved.
Yeah, so in about an hour, things should be very much back on track. In about 2 hours, the food and medical supplies station will have made significant progress. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was starting to produce a little bit by that point. Hopefully we'll have enough money by then that I can afford to start buying miners for it. But that'll be for later. For now, let's go ahead and save the game.
Game saved.
Not sure why that's not working. I need to fix that. Anyway. Tomorrow is Monday already. Fun, fun. So, I do believe they're playing some Crab Champions. There is apparently a new ability out. The boomerang. We'll have to see what that's like. Tuesday and Wednesday will be more X4. See if we can continue building our station empire. Hopefully make some money. Ideally make a lot of money because I'm going to need it to buy ship production blueprints so we can start making our own miners and trading ships. And then ideally some combat ships that we can use to start pushing the Xenon out of places we don't want them to be. But that's going to take a little while. Thursday, start Tomb Raider Underworld, I think. And then Friday we some Friday we some EDF. And then next Saturday and Sunday, even to more X4. Hopefully by that point, we'll start having a fleet, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Takes a little while to get going. Oh well. For tonight, it looks like Knobs is playing Skyrim. Okay. Sure, why not? It still kind of blows my mind that somebody managed to make an MMO in Skyrim. That's such a weird thing. Like, I could, though, it feels like it went one moment from they've got a sort of janky co-op mod that hardly works running to next moment you turn around and discover someone made a whole MMO. I mean, obviously there was quite a few years between those two events, but guess I'm getting old. Hopefully I see you all back here tomorrow for good old crab shenanigans. And I will see you all later. Good night and goodbye.